Good evenings, everybody's. Welcome back to Going Racing League. That was a very different intro. We are
It
here
was.
for Tier 5, round number 12 of this Season 9 for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Season 9, 12 rounds of this initial season of Tier number 5, and it all comes down to this race between the man in the Ferrari, Mark Wilson, and the man in the McLaren, CRL Nacho. 9 points separated them, 31 available tonight, and it could be a case of winner takes it all here in Brazil. 5 wins this season for Mark Wilson, 2 Nachos, 2. He's shown some great pace at times throughout the season, but Nacho a bit more consistent with it. So it is going to be a great watch this evening for the final time of this season. I am, of course, your regular host, CRL Freefall, and I'm always joined by the lovely little Irishman known as Leroy. How are you doing tonight, mate?
Oh mate, I'm excited. Obviously, unfortunately I missed last season's championship finale, but I'm here tonight to witness another, what should be another enthralling race. As you said, yeah, the gap is 9 points. Basically, the situation is, Mark has to win, let's be honest. The most realistic way of him winning, and then if Nacho finishes third, then Mark will be champion. It actually is quite simple when you look at it that way, but who knows all the equations doesn't happen. But, yeah, should be exciting. Obviously, those two have had a nice friendly run between the season, and both of them have been towards the top. And Nacho has been. I know I said it last week, but it's crazy. Obviously Mark switching the wheel, switching assists, he's done very well at that. But obviously Nacho missed 3 rounds. So the fact he's anywhere near this championship fight just shows how good he's been. To be fair to him, but first we have Ben, who is in third in the standings. He was the closest to this, but obviously had a bad week last week. So that means they'll be coming through the middle sector. Up into turn 5, through where we saw Lewis Hamilton crashing qualifying back in 2017. Ben doesn't do it here, very stable. In the middle sector goes quite deep. In the third gear, just trying to set first up. Brazil, one of the short laps in the calendar, but it's such a good track. It always survives a great race in real life, and in the game I find most times. It's just such a... It's just a short track that has everything. It has a long straight, it has fast corners, it has slow corners. It really has everything you can want on the track, but Ben... Around the corner, I don't know what tier 4 time was. The last time I saw tier 4 was an 8. Original hole was 8-9. I'm gonna assume it was being, but I might know. So Ben, up to 9. What can you say for the first lap or the finale? It is a 1 minute 9.5.
I don't think that's a huge bit away from the sort of time we're expecting. Pole here tonight, I was expecting, maybe around about a 9 flat. So we're already getting quite close to that. Of course, like you say, it's a very short track here in Brazil. As Tom with Tip Top just tips Ben to the top, and Mighty Am not too to a much tighter grid, particularly in a qualifying session where there's less time to make a 10th, to make a 100th, to make a 1000th, or whatever way you want to try and divide up the lap. Every little crucial increment counts. MKP then another one into the 9.5s, and there's exactly what I'm saying. Apart from Gotti Fallon, who just came in with a 9.3, all of the cars sitting within 1800s of each other. I'm just seeing as any of our title challengers out on a lap. Phantom Nug going with a 9 flat already. Oh, could be creeping down into the mid 8s here, maybe the high 8s. Mark Wilson, though, is on a lap. He's rounding this final corner. Of course, 2 DRS sections here in Brazil, one along the start-finish straight and one on the exit off the S. Mark Wilson, P2 at 109.134. Puts it a Ferrari 2-3, of course. Remember as well, there is going to be some maybe teamwork assistance going on between the 2 McLaren drivers and between the 2 Ferrari drivers. Everybody else just going to race as normal. They can't assist. They can't deliberately hold up anybody more than they would, or try and let somebody past more than they would. So, both drivers have that wingman there tonight. That could be crucial. Well, Simple and Chimp, just quickly before I hand you back to you, they're both serving a quality ban here tonight. Nacho, purple first sector though.
Yeah, I was always going to get both AlphaTauri's eat. AlphaTauri, like, getting away. Oh, that is definite. That, if he chooses to report that, it's not a point you won't get panted, but that was definitely a block in there for the AlphaTauri. That was Spider, I believe, yeah. Didn't necessarily, he didn't probably impede him, but he definitely would have made him lift off a little bit there, because he would have straightened back the match, though. And the middle sector, a 50. 1-9. I'm not sure what we're looking at the time there relative to what the fast that would be though. Coming through now, the actual fight. technically this corner is a final corner, but it's not really a corner. Up the line, Nacho. When he go for his on pole, even though he was impeded, he does an 8.8. And he was impeded on average. That's a very good average. I mean, his teammate behind him. When he try and get in the mix, see if he can help his teammate up the line, he goes P9. Evan getting an absent early, but Nacho already setting the pace, even though he got blocked, which was fair play. That's a very good lap.
Yeah, solid lap. Like you say, that I wouldn't say it's not quite a major impediment or a major blocking, but it's definitely a distraction there. Coming through the uphill right-hander, you're concentrating on that braking zone because you've really got to nail that right-hander, and that sets up the left-hander falling out of it. It can be a crucial part of the lap. So definitely is one that might end up in the steward's office. We'll wait and see with that, but regardless, an 8.8 already on the board. Absolutely blowing my predictions out of the water. Big shout out then to everybody that's joined in so far. I know one person that's been with us all season will be sitting biting their fingernails the whole race. Big shout out to Danielle and what I'm sure will be a very, very emotional Wilson household tonight. Rob, though, rounding the final proper corner, of course it is 15 of the 17 I believe we do have here, but the last, it's 15 corners, sorry, that's 12, then you've got 13, 14 and 15 up to the line, and Rob does that and goes with a 1:10.662, the slowest of all cars to put a lap in at this pace, but however, at this stage, however, still a few cars to set a lap time, a few on an out lap, a few still in the pits, and some of the drivers actually, Lee, coming out for a second run already. Mark Wilson is out to try and best his time of a 1:9.13. We'll catch an eye on him later on in this session, currently on the out lap. And I don't believe there is anybody actually on a flyer right now.
No, there isn't.
I think Curly will be the next to start.
I do believe it would. It's it'll be Ben, yeah, Ben. Ben coming to turn 1, yeah, but obviously Spider, this is the last race we got a podium in Zero. Obviously he's brilliant drive last season from a lap down to P2, I think it wasn't. Yeah, he'll be hoping he can repeat that feat. Obviously, maybe a bit more like. He goes very deep into turn 1. That'll be his lap over before he even really begun with the Juncel, where we saw famous incident between the Red Bull and the Mercedes. I wonder if we'll see another famous incident between the McLaren and the Ferrari tonight. Who knows? Currently, though, coming through turn 4 in the 4th gear. Now, currently was leading the championship at one point. Although, I mean, I think all drivers were, because remember at the halfway point, there was 6 drivers all within 20 points or something. The halfway point was crazy how close it was. Obviously, it's spread out in the end, but that's not over Tier 5 because I don't get that much else. Tier 5 and Tier 4 last season in general, recently, there's so many guys who are fighting for it. Because what I like about the Tier 5 is that drivers are improving week in, week out. You never know what to expect.
The ceiling's so high here in Tier 5, that's the thing. The Tier 1 guys can't get much better because they're already up at a top level. Tier 2, Tier 3, Tier 4, there's obviously, as you go down the tiers, there's more of a ceiling to try and reach to, and Tier 5 is exactly the epitome of that. Curly then with a 1:10.003 for his first lap. So we've seen a lot. A big driver, and I love to always give him a shout out when I can. It's our very own Ghost Angel One. He joined with me back in Season 4, and he was religiously at the back of the pack back then. And he won't mind me saying that. He struggled a lot. He struggled with race pace, with qualifying pace. But we're seeing here, he's not a huge mile off, particularly that mid pack. He is fighting there with the likes of Curly with them 1:10.0s. So it is definitely an improvement we're seeing every single race and every single season that a driver competes with. It is brilliant to see, mate. A man that has improved a little bit, although I am a bit worried here if I should be watching him because that red light is flashing. It's Murphy, of course. His qualifying pace has been great this season, I believe with 5 poles if I'm right, but no win. Or no, he did get a win, sorry, didn't he? Of course he did, yes. As we have our first on-track retirement here tonight, Lee, and it looks like a little bit of a strange one, I can't lie. It's Rob in turn 1.
It is Rob in turn 1. I don't know, that looked interesting. I don't know how that happened. He could have got... My only thought is that he got onto the grass somehow. Maybe he lost concentration. I don't know how. I don't know. But I really don't know apart from that. Mark Wilson on the he was 10th up in the first sector. You were getting most of the time to the middle sector. We're seeing much. It looked a lot more tidy than his last lap. Mark going round, and he's up by 2 tenths to nearly 2.5 tenths, which currently put him in P2. He's still behind Nacho, but he had a hell of a lot of close. Nacho behind him was up on his lap, but didn't quite catch the delta time. But Mark, looking to put in the second lap, it is getting overcast, so I wonder if it might rain. So I'd actually want to drive it outside. Mark up to the line, goes to original pole position with an 8.8. Nacho, can he improve up to the line for Nacho? He blitzes it by 3 tenths. What a lap from Nacho. 3 tenths clear at the top. He means business tonight.
You can tell he's been putting practice in. You can really tell he wants this title. He goes in 9 points ahead, of course. So it is, as much as it's not done, it is slight advantage towards Nacho, of course. Count back Mark Wilson with 5 victories, Nacho with 2. If they were level on points, it would. And I believe the ruling is straight to race wins after points.
It is.
It would go to Mark Wilson. So he knows that he needs to at least best him by 1 point. Mark has that in his back locker if they do come level. But I mean, if they do finish that way, what a way to end the season. 2 drivers level on points right at the top. CRL Topher then up to the line. You already know who it is. It's Topher time. P12 110.189. That was really hard to say for some reason. I was almost out to say the wrong words and the wrong numbers completely out of order. But we got there in the end, Leah.
We did indeed, Scott. We did indeed. Topher and turning in 12. I'm on the lap. I believe Tom was on the lap. He is going through. Then for a sector, Tomo again was also in the championship for a while. As I said, I think we stayed about half the grid, to be fair, because this season was just so tight right into the end. Tomo going to the middle sector, up into turn 5. A long right-hander into the middle sector here. Now, I think you've corner names up, so I don't know these. I know turn 1, 2, and 3. I know the final corner, but I'm going to call this the Albon corner. So that's what I'm calling it. Tomono coming around here. There's almost quite a big gap between P4 and P5. Tomono is down this time by 2 tenths. See if he can find any time to the final sector. Usually it's quite hard to find any time. We'll see if he can. Trying to use the shortest one to the line. Is he going to pit? He is going to pit. Everyone coming quite early though. I wonder if we're going to see rain, Scott. I do really feel it. Everyone is coming out.
It does look that way. As like you say, it's getting a bit overcast here. Of course, Brazil, no stranger to the rain. We can get some pretty torrential races, some pretty variable races where it goes dry to wet to dry, or wet to dry to wet. Of course, we've seen those in the past. Safety cars, of course, with the walls so close. There is runoff areas in some areas, but in other areas the walls are deadly close. So you know, we cannot rule out any kind of variable affecting this race. MKP up to the line, does improve to go P6, improving by 44 thousandths, jumping ahead of BX37 Pro. Mighty Am, no, isn't. It was Victor Mean, yep. I was looking at the names moving about on the screen, and it was the one that I was moving on. Interesting enough, he did it in Miami. And just let you know, Mighty Am is out in a medium tyre.
Well, he is, but yeah, let's see that. Maybe he just wants to get out there and then save a set of softs for the race and do what, I don't know, maybe that's probably the most. I can't see the time because the stupid thing
I wish you could move that. Like, genuinely, it's been so highly requested.
Like, it doesn't make sense. It's such a small fucking feature, but it makes such a difference. Like, they all coming out, though, Mark, Phantom, and Nacho. I'm on what Ben now come to the set. He was a 10.5 up at the end of it. Goes a bit deep through here into second gear, open the third, and you only get the traction, so you don't lose the back end. Mark gets good. Mark fucking Ben gets good traction. Sorry, I'm all over the shop tonight. Ben coming out of coming into the that actual final corner. He goes very wide there, and that will be invalidated, so that he won't improve. I believe Gautier's on it. Gautier's invalidated. Why is everyone invalidating last one? Just stay on the track. It's not that hard. It isn't that difficult.
I'm going to ride on board with Mighty Atom here, Lee. He's not invalidating his lap. But tell you one thing, the rain is here.
Oh, the rain is here. You are right. You are right indeed, Scott. Murphy goes P5. So, everyone on lap, this is your final chance at 11. Mark is down by 2 tenths to the first side. I think the rain's already made the effect. I think Nacho will get Paul. Unless there's some massive improvements from people. Yeah, Gautier's in. I feel like this will be your final warner. I do think that.
Yeah, I think
the rain is coming down, so.
Unless there's maybe a few down the pack, maybe like Topher, Ghost Angel, Of course, Duncan not done a lap yet. He's just going for one run. So whether there's maybe a little bit of improvement for some of those times, but like you say, I think nobody's going to pit that 508 of Nacho, and I think Mark Wilson will be pretty safe in P2. Nacho is out on a lap, and I wonder, we can't get an indication for the race here, Lee, because if everybody goes in and just retires, which we haven't seen yet. A lot of cars just in the pits. Nacho just driving around here on a slow lap. Just be careful here, guys. We don't want to get a 5-second or 5 grid penalty here for getting too close to each other. Just don't be silly if you're listening, and lads, come on. But
just drive fast. You're in an F1 car, that's what you meant to do.
yeah, just get it round. But yeah, that's the thing. Will we see maybe some cars come out on intermediates just for a little test run and because that could be a good indication rain is on the way in the race here.
Maybe we might see that go, but yeah, these guys will pay it. I mean, no one's retiring, so but I mean, I've also seen no one come out into yet, and there is 1 minute to go, so maybe not. I'll have to wait and see there, but qualifying session and top 10 in the championship are top 2 in the race. That is how you like to see it. And then it's Phantom, who two performances, 2 races, and he qualified 3rd last week, I think, as well. So he qualified top 5, I remember. So he's doing well. Then it's Gautier, and interestingly enough, the 2 teammates in Champions League are very close together as well. So that could be that's somewhat to pay attention to, because I reckon those 2 will try and get involved. And obviously, yeah, you said about drivers not getting involved in title, but maybe I don't know. Maybe some drivers favour one of the drivers over the other, so maybe they'll try and do the little things to try and help someone win. But everyone at the pits, I don't think anyone's going to enter, so I think it might be a dry race. Obviously, it doesn't mean it's a dry race. Guys might just want to retire anyway and don't want to get practice in. But, I mean, go stage 1's out on the lap, Scott, so let's watch this. Should be interesting.
Yeah, it'll be a bit like that'd be nice. Of course, one thing you mentioned there might be, there might be some subconscious helping in one way or another. However, just a reminder, any drivers that are listening in, unless you're of course a teammate with somebody, you cannot deliberately help them, as the Go Danger 1 learns the hard way about soft tyres on a wet track. You cannot obviously deliberately help them or impede them, or you've just got to run your own race. Whatever happens. Any driver found foul of eventually race and championship fixing can be penalised in a way of DSQs, penalty points, and in severe cases bans. So just a little out there, just in case any of them are listening and thinking, oh yeah, I'm quite good mates with him, and Lee said it's all right, so it's not. Just doing management duties there, mate.
I don't mean deliberately killing someone. I mean, they might let's say someone comes up behind them and they haven't beaten, they might fight them. They might try to hold them a second or so. I'm not talking nothing big. I don't cause say it's gonna prove to go murder someone. Jesus, what's saying that?
I'm gonna jump in. You're forgetting me. This is tier 5. They don't care about the strategies. They fight for everything. They battle for everything. That's why we love it. There is no thinking, I'm on a different tyre strategy. I'm going to let this guy by and pull him along. They go, I'm in P6. You want to be in P6? Fight me for it. Let's go. And that is the way it always. It always seems to be in this lowest tier, and it's great. That's what you learn, though. You learn by battling. But you're right enough, that is qualifying done and dusted, with Nacho in P1 ahead of Mark Wilson. That sets up a titillating battle for this race, and the rest of the grid is pretty tightly packed. I mean, 6/10 from P3 all the way down to P10. That's a nice tight grid. Of course, we expect it to be a bit closer with the shorter circuit, and it certainly has provided that. 3/10 separating our top 2. 6/10 almost separating at the top 3, however, so definitely looks to be a sprint to the finish between Nacho and Mark Wilson. But could the likes of Nug, of LaFallon, of Murphy, of Victor, or Tomo Tip Top, or any of the other drivers here get involved? Well, we'll wait and see. That is your qualifying results then, folks. Of course, the Alpine of Funny O's Chimp and the Williams of Will Simple 7 both serving a qualifying ban. It was a dry to wet qualifying here, Lee. Do we expect something similar for the race?
It's Brazil, and Brazil, obviously in real life and in general, always is just unpredictable weather. It can be He can be pissing it down one minute and it can be sunny the next minute. We don't know. And that's what presents entertaining, you know. It has an unpredictable factor about it. I don't know. I mean, I'm not psychic or something, but we'll see in a moment. It's gonna rain or not. We'll see. Holding in. Is it gonna rain? Drum roll, please. It is not. Although, do remember we started qualifying sunny conditions in the rain, so it could be a similar pattern. But strategy around here, if I remember correctly, if you go on tires, you can use soft medium, although it's not the favourable strategy. Medium's going quite far. I've seen mediums go about 20 odd laps on this track, so it is possible. And I know like a Nacho is very good in his tires. So that could be something we see now. I can't speak. Sorry. The key thing in Tier 5, as I said, is ERS management. Nacho has been significantly better than Mark Wilson on that this season. With not many salt corners, so it's hard to be getting ERS, so that could be a big factor. So if you're listening, Mark, if you're listening, Nacho, just don't burn it off the start, please, and thank you.
Well, you never know. We had Imola last week, of course, and Mark won there, and that is a very, very high ERS circuit also. And yeah, it's a very bold call because of course there is the chance of rain. We don't know the forecast. It's a shame that we don't. If there is anybody listening, hopefully they can let us know. But if there is a chance of rain later on, that's obviously going to affect it. Safety cars could throw up a big spanner in the works. I think hard medium is the quickest strategy personally, but it is for the last time this season. 5 red lights and away we go in Tier 5, season number 9, round 20. As we have 12, sorry, as we have a little bit of rubber band in there, a bit of a mixed strategy. Both of our front runners on the mediums as they all go through the Senna S's. They're free of rest down near the back. And that is Topher. The only soft runner is round, and he's not going to get much benefit from these softs. Further in the background there, we see BX37 Pro trying to go down the inside of MKP, and I believe Collie as well. As Victor Mean is round on the exit of turn number 4.
Avoided the wall, though. Avoided the wall. There'll be no damage there. Further behind it, I think I saw a wing fly off. Not too much damage to say, I don't think so. I think there won't be any safety cars right. Let's see. I think it's Will got damage. I think he hit the back of someone. I didn't see what. I think it might have been the funny old ship or the mighty Yam. We're dropping down places. Topher to me, but we're both avoided the wall. Both we should have damage. But yeah, as we were at the front too, Natural doing all he could, getting a good start. Better than Mark. Mark, it's an on race. There's no need to push too far on the straight. I mean, I knew already cleared 1 second to Phantom. Obviously, Phantom on the hard though, so that's not a bad thing. Well, at the front though, Mark burned the ZRS. He's going for it. On Natural, has to move his yellow fight. I think that's what but Mark to the inside. Natural doesn't defend. I think he knows he's better off letting him go for now. Into turn 1, Natural. We try to hold it on the outside. He doesn't. He thinks better of Mark Byrne and what was ERS in that straight. And Natural already has about 30 or 40% more than Mark, so that's already an advantage for him. But we're burning on the back straight. So yellow fight. That's Murphy. He spun round. I don't know if there was contact or if he spun himself. He's round. He's down to 13th at the moment. But yeah, as you were at the front too, Phantom though doing very well behind in P3 on the hards.
Yeah, it's a solid start from the Irishman. He's running right up there with the front two, holding within that 1 second DRS, which will be crucial, of course, when it's enabled. Next lap, the 2 zones here, 1 out of turns 1 and 2, and of course, one up the run up towards the line can really let you pull in, make a move, and try and get past Mark Wilson and Nacho. I nearly combined them into Macho there, having a little bit of a ding-dong battle through this middle sector. Just going into the final sector now. Not much to split the 2 cars around this final sector, of course, because there is only really one braking and acceleration zone. So it can be, not a lot to gain aside from that DRS. Gotti Falondo was for a second there. You've got them little bends where if you take the wrong line, you can lose plenty of time. He was having a little look on Phantom Nug up towards the line. But this top 5 really starting to pull away from the rest of the pack. A 1.3 second gap to BX37 Pro, of course. He is on the hards. Nacho, though, getting close to the rear of that Ferrari, dives to the outside, trying to go roundabout. Mark Wilson already derating almost onto the arc, kind of pushing each other onto the curbs here, but keeping it clean for the most part. But this battle at the front heating up with that DRS, and Mark Wilson 8% ERS already.
Yeah, I seen Phantom in the back of Mark. I don't know if he broke too late, whatever. But that is big already. We said it. It'd be a key factor. Mark's already burnt out. He just needs to relax. If his teammates a lot closer that can help than Victor Mean. Victor Mean's in 14th, so really Mark has an advantage there at the moment. His teammate can help him. DRS will be able to stop, so I'm assuming Nacho will just fly by Mark on the straight. Phantom's lucky. I don't think he got damage from hitting the back of Mark, or he might have actually, I don't know. But let's see. Nacho going for it. Oh, and the Mark Wilson. He's using the DRS. No ERS being used. I think he knows no point. Mark defends the inside. Mark will defend this. Gonna hold it on the inside line. He breaks very late. They almost made contact, but they managed to keep it clean. Mark will get DRS down to turn 4 and he will try and fight this. On the exit here of turn 3. Out of center exit down to turn 4. We saw Verstappen Hamilton made contact 2 years ago and Mark will fly by. Use a bit of his DRS. Nacho, there's no point in him fighting this too hard. There's no point in risking damage. Because I don't know he's in a better position, obviously. Go TF and 1 right behind. Won't have a say in this battle, but it's been quite clean so far, is what I'd like to see. Quite clean, but very aggressive, which is exactly what you want to see in a title fight.
Oh yeah. They're definitely elbows out here. They're definitely, you can see Nacho almost pushing Mark on there. I think Nacho has got a little bit more pace in his locker here in this early stint, but maybe just quite happy to hold in and not do anything rash, not do anything too daft. But we'll wait and see in the long run. A little bit of elbows out, of course. We've seen a few pushing on to the curbs. There's something we haven't talked about as well, Lee. Could time penalties have a massive impact on this race? We'll wait and see. There is curbs you can use, but some of them are very, very finicky and a bit tricky with the track limits. And Mighty Atom finding that out the hard way. Further back through the pack, MKP is getting past BX37 Pro. Did it before the DRS detection, I believe, or just after, sorry, but before the activation point, as Nacho goes down the inside into turn 1. Tip Top makes contact with Phantom Nog on the apex of turn 2, and that will be firmly on Tomo Tip Top. A bit of a spin there for Phantom Nog, who was running a very, very, very good race. And that has left our kind of front pack of 5 now down to a front pack of 3, and with Nacho leading the way from the 2 Ferraris, he has got advantage, but it's 2 versus 1 here, Lee. This could be telling, though. Oh, Mark Wilson has lost it going on the uphill right hand of turn number 6.
Mark.
And that
was on his own.
That was
just himself.
Pure traction. I was riding on board with Got You, just lost it under pure traction. It isn't impossible now, of course, but this is big advantage Nacho as things go. Remember, Mark Wilson needs to outscore Nacho by at least 9 points. To get 9 points, he has to be P8 with the fastest lap, or P7 or higher. Currently, he's in P13 now. Of course, it's only lap 5 of 36 here, Lee. But that could be the title deciding moment.
It could. That's a big moment. Require composure. Mark Wilson will be praying his teammate can do something. Mark down at 13 now. He had good pace. So I'm sure he'll try and fight through. But yeah, not good with him at the moment. But there's still 30 laps to go, and it's tier 5, Scott. Probably the most unpredictable tier in Cone. You never know what's going to happen. So Mark is 100% always. As Williams retired and Will Simpler, they almost went into the back from at the front. Yeah, tier 5. You never ever want to retire out of a race too early because you never know what's going to happen. It's not an unpredictable tier. Anything can happen. We've seen it sometimes this season, sometimes in recent memory. So Mark, keep going, mate. You have the pace and just do what you can. But Nacho, well, no, he can relax at the moment. He doesn't need to fight anyone too hard.
Yeah, exactly. The only person he needs to beat, really, is Mark. Obviously, you want to do it in the best way you can. You want to do it in the safest way you can. Not just outscoring by 1 point, you want to outscore by many, because you never know. Stewarding penalties, there hasn't been much too far. They could have an impact on finishing positions, of course. Great spot with Will Simper, by the way. I completely missed it. He did retire in the pits early, and it's something I think Codemasters needs to fix for Brazil. Is the fact that the AI cars, particularly at this track, come back onto the circuit, and they can be a really, really big hazard. It's an overtaking zone. There's a lot of times you're going through, sometimes free abreast, into a hard braking zone, and it can cause a little bit of drama. I'm on board with Mark Wilson then. Let's not discount the fella in front of him, Spider, of course, last season. We mentioned it earlier on, lap down to podium, so it's definitely, he's not in a position where he can't win this race, of course. He's burnt through all that ERS. It's going to make overtaking that big amount harder.
Yeah, it will indeed. But luckily for him at the moment, there's not too many cars in DRS range. Victor Mino's DRS goes danger, but after that, it's quite. Cars are at 2 seconds behind each other until you get to Ben up in 6. So, at the moment, Mark, He's lucky down because, as I said, it's one of the races where it isn't a massive train, so he had already gained a few tenths to Victor Mean. When Gote's hanging in there with that run, as I said again, the teammates have really part of the play. Victor Mean, Heather Mark Wilson, Gote and Novak and Nacho. Teammates could play a crucial role in the championship for to go. But further back, Tomo doing well, currently in third. MKB got a podium last week, up for all at the moment. The close spot at the moment we have on track, apart from the lead, is Ben in sixth. Ben on hards. Yeah, this battle, the race obviously title fights the main thing, but also it has quite a few subplots, which is also nice to see. Because, it keeps it interesting right until the very end.
Oh yeah, it has been one thing we've seen throughout the pack this season. It has been maybe assisted by the game and just the drivers getting a little bit more comfortable racing. Of course, we've seen a lot more close on-track battles from a number of drivers. And one I want to shout out very quickly as well. The man running in P8, Funny Oshchip, of course, serving a qualifying ban, already got that Alpine up into P8 on the hards as well. Of course, a few of those positions made up by mistakes, the likes of Murphy, the likes of Phantom Nug, and Mark Wilson all having an incident of some kind with a car facing the wrong direction for a second at least. However, still a very, very impressive first stint from our boy Chimp. But there is a safety car on track, and I cannot fathom what it is for.
Phantoms in the pits, could be wing damage, or apart from that, I don't have a clue, Scott. I don't know. I wonder. Hard to go to the end here, no, but no one's pitting. It would be quite a heavy stint, no one's pitting at the moment. So I wonder if Mark might pit. Mark could pit and maybe go do a medium soft, maybe. MKP pits. If I was Mark, I'd pit, because risking, I'm only lose two positions. So, why not go medium if I was Mark Wilson? See if he does though. He's pitting. So Mark, here's me, I am the strategy god after all. No, anyway, shush. But yeah, as you were saying, Chimp doing well. But yeah, I have no clue what to say to get through. I'm still quite baffled by that.
Because it definitely wasn't Phantom Nug. Phantom Nug, of course, it's quite a long pit here in Brazil. He was well in before it came out, so I'm honestly not too sure. I didn't notice any yellow flags for somebody having a spin. One thing I am noticing though, Nacho seems to be having some internet issues, lagging a bit every now and again. So hopefully that doesn't cause any drama or any complications here. But yeah, answers on a postcard. Somebody will let us know what that safety car was caused by.
Will they? I mean, maybe they won't. I mean, maybe no one fucking knows. Who knows? But Mark onto hards. I thought Mark went medium. He's on hards. That's interesting. But maybe he's trying to go to the end. Maybe he's just. I mean, he might as well.
Yeah, the variation on the hards is you can. No matter when there's another safety car, you're going to make it to it. So, you could run the risk of going on the mediums and then softs to the end, and 2 laps after you pit for the softs, a safety car comes out, and everybody gets that free strategy call, and you've already lost your net position. So maybe that is the play he's going for. Mighty Atom on the softs though, that is a very bold strategy. We'll see how that works out for himself. Topher and Phantom Nug on the mediums. I believe Phantom Nug just came into the pits for a second time. Of course, started on the hards, has done 2 laps on one set of mediums, and now on to a fresh set. So I think he was, believe, I could be wrong, serving a 5-second time penalty. Mighty Atom also has one of those. I'm surprised he's not came in and done a cheeky little pit stop there. He's not going to lose any positions. He's going to serve that 5 seconds, so I'm surprised that he hasn't gone and done that. But that spices things up a little bit, Lee, because if there is rain on the way at some point in this race, that's obviously going to come a little bit sooner into the life of the race now. There's going to be, on a lap perspective. It's also the age-old saying, and we've seen it a few times here in Tier 5, mate, safety cars breed safety cars.
Yep, you love that saying, don't you? So you're saying every round you come down here. Also, by the way, I want to make it, everyone's making fun of me for missing rounds last season. I missed no rounds this season, so you all. Anyway. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, to be fair, you have improved your attendance a little bit. Just a shame the win can understand you yet. I'm a busy man, mate. You're a child. I'm an adult, I go outside.
I can't go outside, mate. See, I've been a type better duo. Either way, we're both autistic, so here we are.
What a team! What a team! Speaking of teams, by the way, Alfa Romeo currently top of the Constructors' Championship, of course combined across all 5 tiers. Currently have themselves in P3 and P4, doing very handy to help their chances
We
if
don't talk
things
about
end
Alpine.
as they were. We don't talk about
We
Alpine.
don't talk about
No.
Alpine.
It is, of course, a tight battle, and with 5 races still to go, it could swing any way. There is a whole plethora of points available. I believe, if the maths is correct, there's about 260-ish points available for every constructor across the whole week. Of course, Tier 4, sorry, already having raced tonight, so their points haul will be added on to the tallies of what we have at the moment. But like we say, Alfa Romeo is top of the pot as things stand. We'll we won't talk about Alpine. You lads have had a bit of a torrid time this season, it must be said. You are beating Alpha Tauri though, or or Admin Tauri, as it has been christened, but without 260 points in the fight, everybody from P1 to P6 is still technically within a shout. Of course, Alfa Romeo leading Ferrari by 13 points. It might be different, of course, after the results of Tier 4, but before the evening connecting, Ferrari 13 behind, then it's 94 back to Haas, and then you're 244 off the top to Mercedes. But Mercedes, Red Bull, McLaren have a brilliant bit of a battle. Williams in that mix, as well as Aston Martin. And then the wooden spoon Alpine, 406 points off the top, and AlphaTauri, 436 points off the top. There's a battle for every team there. But the battles in Brazil are just about to get back underway. Like the legendary country's flag, we're about to go very, very green for a second here, Lee. And, let's hope it's more than a second, of course. Nacho gonna retake control of this race. Gonna set the pace for the restart. The safety car into the pits. He can go whenever he dares, feels like it. Keeping a nice steady speed of about 60 to 70 miles an hour there, holding the traffic pretty nice, and has decided to now go. And we are back to green flag racing. Thomas Tip-Top already having a little bit of look on Gautier Le Fallon. Goes down the inside into the CNS's turn number 1. That'll turn to the outside for turn number 2. And it seems as if, for the most part here, we've got away pretty cleanly, apart from BX37 Pro, who's out through turn number 2.
Oh, he's out, yep.
And I'm surprised. Yeah, I was a bit surprised that isn't a safety car, but here it is. It's out. As Gautier Fallon and Thomas Tip-Top swap places, a few others swapping places. Let's hope nobody gets any penalties, guys. Keep it. Don't be silly. Don't be doing anything daft here. And it is, for one sector, for a very long second, but not in the context of league racing, it was green flag.
It was. Now I wonder if Nacho's going to pit and go hard to the end, maybe, or some Gautier will pit. Because how does it have to make it there from here? 24 laps, yeah, I've seen mediums to 26 laps, so 24 laps is definitely possible. But that would mean, at the moment, that you'd have Mark ahead, nearly ahead now. I mean, honestly, the whole strategy kind of mixed up at the moment, I would say. It's all kind of up in the air, but 12 laps in, quite entertaining race. So far we've had 2 safety cars, one for absolutely no reason.
Well, I can update on that before we go any further. Nathan has just informed me that Phantom Nog got some sort of damage coming out of the pits.
Okay, it wasn't that bad, surely yet. Nacho's in. Is he? No, he's not.
No.
He tricked me. Gautier is in, though. So, the Gautier joining his teammate, I'm assuming on the higher tyres.
Both Alfa Romeo staying out, Duncan staying out, Chimp staying out, Victor Mean staying out, Spider stays out, Ghost Angel 1 stays out, and of course, we expect the majority of those following suit who pitted under the last safety car to stay out, although Topher for Aston Martin does come into the pits, as does, oh no, that's Gautier Fallon, my apologies, I was thinking there, Mighty Ahmed came in, but that was the penalty warning sign coming up, so the top 8, all choosing to extend those starting tyres a little bit longer here, Lee. Maybe, are these top 3 and Victor Mean trying to stretch out for a medium soft, do we think?
I don't see the need. For Thomas and Curly, maybe for Nacho, I don't see the point. You're in the championship lead, there's no point in taking a risk on strategy. You're better off going for the hards, which why I think he's staying there. I think he's going to stick to his strategy, Nacho. But considering now, I'm assuming, no, even if he pits on the safety car, he's still going behind Gautier and stuff. So Ferrari strategies aren't looking too bad at the moment, because when Nacho pits here behind Gautier, I think Gautier's going to defend for his life for his teammate. Mark needs it more than that. Safety car will be in next up, so that, gives us time to affect Scott. We at the end of the season. It feels crazy to see that we started season 3 months ago. It feels like yesterday. I remember us back in Cold War for pre-season, and also round 1 for what was it? Austria. It was Austria round 1. Yeah, where it was Riordan who won. Nacho came second, and now we're here. It's crazy. It's been a crazy 3 months. So entertaining, but you know, it's been great commentating with you for a second season. You know, even though you know, I think I've started to take over as a better commentator. Objectively.
I would say noisier, maybe.
Better looking.
No, steady on. Listen, let's not get silly here. Let's, you know, we
It's
all
not
like
silly,
a laugh and a
it's
giggle,
factual.
but let's not get silly. Come on.
It's not silly. It's not silly.
Have you ever seen the
It's
photo
fine.
Joel made of me? I'm the Giga Chadico, mate. I'm just you know.
Which actually, speaking of duo, I'm sure you've seen his suggestions, but he made a funny thing saying we should rename the Sid Get to the Judas car after it killed Indian Jesus last week. Which I found very funny. That was peak comedy from our man Duo. Always sticking about. We love him, even though he's French. We still love him.
Well, no need for that. Big shout out to our man Kevin Doowell, of course. Those that maybe didn't know or don't know what it is we're actually referring to, have a little look at the Tier 3 stream for Imola. Let's just say that the safety car decided that it wanted to be on the receiving end of a bit of a collision and decided to just punt Indy Jesus into the wall. Completely cut across him from right track to left as he was passing, put him in the wall, and retired him from the race.
If you don't know the story of Judas, then you're not a good person. So
It's funny enough, it's the second week in a row that a Tier 3 driver has made contact with a safety car. The safety car did the exact same thing to Real DC in Miami. Cut across from the right of the track to the left and put him in the wall. He was lucky enough to get away with all 4 wheels intact, unlike Indy Jesus was. However, for the third time tonight, we are going to go racing once again on the end of lap 14, start of lap 15, of course. We're almost at the halfway park, and once again, it's going to be Nacho who leads us away here. Safety car peeling off into the pits. He can go whenever he chooses now, and it looks to be a very, very similar one to the last time, leaving it a little bit late. And now he pounces. Tom TikTok though getting a great restart though, and having a little look around the outside. Victor Mean battling out with Funny Nose Chimp further behind there, Lee, but Tom TikTok trying to go round the outside of turn 1, of course, turn to the inside for turn 2. Two of them giving each other a nice little bit of respect. There's some big battles going on right behind. Victor Mean looks to have had a little bit of an incident at his round at the same point that Big Ben went round, or BX37 Pro as he's now known as. But I think for the most part, we're through nice and cleanly this time. Mark Wilson in P10, then Nacho in P1, but Nacho still yet to pit. This race is about to get very, very interesting.
yeah, well indeed, Nacho doing all he could, taunted up there. He was alive at the last restart as well. He went running outside of who was it? I think it was Gautier. He was fighting Gautier anyway, so Tomo's been alive to both restarts, but Nacho's starting to claim a little bit. The fight, that's Murphy, I believe. I thought it was Mark Rose. No, it's not Murphy, actually. It's someone else. It's Victor Mean again, spinning out. Marco, going past Ghost Angel. Mark flying already. Him and Ghost Angel through the long right hander. Oh, there's contact! Ghost Angel one's round, but I saw more with him. I don't think Marco anymore. Marco's on the curb. You know, any wider he's off track there, so, and there's grass, so I don't really think he could have done much more with Ghost Angel 1 round than for 14th. Currently, though, on his teammate, who Alpha Member is fighting for P2 and P3, get the pit, obviously. At the moment, your net race leader is MKP, but further down, Mark Wilson and Murphy, this is a crucial battle. Mark gets past Murphy, now we're trying to get past Spider. Mark is flying along, he's not weighing about at all. Going past the other AlphaTauri, oh, very tight squeeze and Rob there, but that was fair. He didn't change his line, so he's allowed to do that. Mark, though, opened the P at the moment. Mark only 4.5 off the lead, so Nacho would be about 20 seconds behind, something like that, from him when he pits. So I think Nacho's line on the safety car, hoping that the tyres will make it to the end of the race. We'll see though, further ahead, MKP going for Duncan in the Williams. Obviously, MKP is currently our net race leader, and everyone pits ahead of him. He's been quite fast recently. He was very fast last week, and he's been up there. Obviously, unfortunately, MKP hasn't been consistent enough, but he's shown glimpses of it in the Williams.
Yeah, he's had some, like you say, some really good results here and there, and particularly in recent weeks. Just something maybe clicking. Mark Wilson. Oh, a little bit of scrap here.
God.
And
Murphy, sorry.
I don't know if that was from the perspective I looked, that looked like
I
a
didn't see
three-car
it.
wipeout for a second there. I was
I
just
thought
catching
so
it in the
too.
sort of background. It looked as if the two Alpha Tauris came together, and I don't know how I want to see that perspective later on, how he made it through unscathed. It was maybe like when Lightning McQueen came through the pack at the end of the first car, the start of the first Cars movie, sorry, and made it through.
Yes,
Sorry,
what a
spoilers if anybody's
reference.
not seen that film. But if you haven't seen Cars by now,
If you haven't, you're just
I don't know what to do. I mean, it's been out longer than Lee's been alive, so you know,
here
you
comes
should
Tomo.
probably have
With that
seen it.
fast
Toma Tip
movie.
Top getting past Curly, then MKP having a little bit of look. I'm
Has
watching that
actually been
battle.
out longer than I've been alive. It's actually been out longer than I've been alive.
I think it might have
Has
been.
it? Has it?
I think
No, it was
genuinely might
2009
have
it
been.
came out. Okay, you know, I'm
Yeah,
gonna Google
you're
it.
only 7.
Feck off.
Language, young man, language.
It's feck. It's like saying, Dark Crowd is saying frick, alright, deal with it.
That's
That
us
show is gone now,
demonetised.
2.6 clear. At the moment, that show just trying to build the gap, how many pits, and you'll have to do a mega push towards the end of the race, barring any safety cars. Mark, though, doing all he can. On the back of MKP, who will be his nearest rival in the race. Everyone pits. Mark, though, just needs to try MKP going for it on Duncan, though. To the inside, Duncan won't fight this too hard, he knows he's better off letting him by. Might Yam behind, get past Spider, or might Yam on the softs, interestingly. MKP past Duncan, then Mark will try and fight him. Mark using a lot of his ERS, but he's in a train, so he should regain it if he tries to. He's going to go for it on Duncan, he is using his ERS now, he wants to get the move done, try and fight MKP too, he's going to go for it on the inside, he does half go for the move. I was praying he didn't make contact there, he did. My Yatum and Spider, that's a good battle behind. My Yatum off track, very wide there. Excuse me, very wide, and now falling into Kutcher's Dover. They're also on softs, interesting. I don't know why they're on softs, because they're going to fit again. But anyway, with this part of P2, at the moment, goes all the way from pit down to...
Sorry, just to jump in there. Spider having a massive moment there. I don't know how Atom didn't make contact. Very, very good reactions from the Scotsman there. Rob having a big moment. Just one thing I'd like to point out as well, and Nathan has acknowledged it. He said Gotti will win this race if there isn't another safety car, and then he immediately went into the pits as Mighty Atom tries to go for a move on Rob, makes contact, loses his end plate, and spins the Alpha Tauri around. Just a little bit of a difference in braking points, I suppose, with the two compounds, and just maybe overcooking it ever so slightly did Atom. But Mark Wilson then getting the move on Duncan into turn 1 and is clear ahead as they round through turn number 2. He has used a lot of that ERS, however, and yes, it is going to move him up, and if there is a safety car, it's going to put him in a better position for around the pit stops. But he's needing to also use it to defend here. Duncan, a bit like what we seen last lap there, having a bit of a reverse, almost having a half little look up the inside, and almost for a second thinking about just absolutely sending it. MKP and Funny Osh Chimp battling out as Mighty Atom seems to have went mighty wide.
Shut up, please. It's the last race this season, like, come on, surely something better would have sufficed.
Nope.
Anyhow. MKP doing well up now into P4, and I've just noticed Nacho has stopped getting away from Tom. The gap's kind of stabilised. Nacho's not pulling away like he maybe want to be doing. He is craving with a safety car at the moment because he'll be miles behind, and he won't gain that in the lap stack because they've had it easy to make it to the end. And with that extra safety car, it'll make it even easier. So Nacho will be craving from the safety car. This race should very be quickly swinging towards Mark Wilson here, but obviously, as I said, we said this 10 laps ago, Mark spun. Tier 5 is unpredictable, you never know what's going to happen, and this is shown at the moment, because at the moment it is swinging in the favour of Mark Wilson. Danielle, if you're watching, I hope you're alright, because I can't imagine your nerves are doing quite well. That's for sure.
I can make an assumption Danielle's not going to have any fingertips left by the end of this evening.
Oh yeah.
She's going to bit them
100%.
clean it off with the kind of nail biting action we've had so far tonight. MKP, like we said, he is effectively net race leader here on the 11 lap Old Hards, although we do have a retirement from Mighty Atom in the pits. Phantom Nuggets had a spin in the middle sector. Don't think it's going to bring out any VSC or safety car, no, just an on-track spin under traction, so he'll get racing once again. But this battle here, MKP right in the thick of it, and it goes from Tomo Tip Top all the way down to Mark Wilson. P2, 3, 4 and 5 and 6, sorry, all 5 of those cars getting right in the mix. So Funny Osh Chimp has just came out of the DRS range, so he could be very, very vulnerable to
Chimp
kind of
pits.
meet the Ferrari of Mark Wilson behind, who we're going to jump on board. Chimp does go into the pits. That maybe explaining a little bit why MKP trying to go down the inside of Curley into turn 1. That turns to the outside for 2, of course. And a little moment there for the Williams driver. Sees him lose traction on all 4 of those tyres, spinning off to the left and having to just about save it. There's a rogue Red Bull of the Mighty Atom's retired car. And thankfully,
Oh my god!
oh, see what I mean, Codemasters, get that sorted. That was very tight.
I'm not sure if you've seen the chat, by the way, when Nathan said he hopes you said fine finale. You didn't say, so spoil him. But this battle for P2 is so tight at the moment. These 4 cars in a train, 15 laps to go here. I mean, Nacho must be going soft. He hasn't pitted yet. Maybe you're right about going soft. I don't know why. I mean, he might have to. If there's no safety cars, he would be very, very far behind. It's going to be hard to catch. You might as well go soft and try your best. But thing is, if Mark doesn't win this race, we have to do math. And you know, I'm not good at math, so it's very simple to say if Mark wins, yada yada. But obviously, we at the moment it's not looking like that. But MKP trying to get past currently into P3. He's going to go for on the inside. He thinks better over it. Duncan pits behind. We're starting to see the guys pit. Marco's kind of deep into turn 1, but we'll stick behind for now. 9 points he's champion because I care about Marco would win. So that's your simple way of pulling it. Obviously, do the points going to the math whenever. As the 2 alpha males trying to use each other to defend and can be on the switchback. Is he going to make the move? He's going to go for a tight gap on currently. Oh, they almost made contact. I thought one was going to spin around, but he doesn't. Thankfully. Tolfer opened the 6th, doing well. Obviously, on Saucy with the pit again, unfortunately. But Mark needs to be careful. It's so tight, just don't break your wing. Do not break your wing, Mark. You're currently in a favourable position. Just be very careful. And Nacho, he's sitting like after around 4 seconds, he knows now. He's praying for safety. Obviously, Nacho will be thinking, Mark got to go for safety. Hopefully, he can as well. This battle's intended title. It's 14 laps to go, Scott. We're getting towards the end of the race. We're getting towards crowning our first Tier 5 champion. Who's it going to be? Why is Curling gone so far wide there? I don't know. That was very, very wide. I'm not sure if you've seen that.
He's just caught in the background there, the Alpha Tauri running really, really wide. He's now left himself vulnerable to Mark Wilson. Bit of a dive, a very, very Daniel Ricciardo-esque dive there by Mark Wilson. It moves up into P4. MKP, of course, jumped Curly there. My only assumption there for Curly is, I've done it a few times, sometimes you get an itchy foot, you reach down below the steering wheel to just give your leg or your foot a little scratch, and sometimes you run a little bit wide. Normally just happens in qualifying, mind you. Let's just go with that. He was scratching his foot and ran a little bit wide, but Mark Wilson up into P4, MKP in P3, and the gap between Mark Wilson and Nacho, as it stands, is 5.2 seconds. Of course, there is the pit stop. You'll see Nacho fall a good bit behind, but fresher tyres. It's still going to leave him with around about a second a lap to catch, but as things stand, of course, Mark Wilson, it would be P3. That's 20 points for
Nacho will
P3.
come out in P8 when he pits, I think. P9. It could be even P10. So that would mean Mark's champion.
The thing is as well, it'll actually be P2, of course, because Tom tipped off
Mark
to pit as well. Mark, though, not going to leave it any chance. He effectively is racing for the net lead here of this Brazilian Grand Prix. Gets a move done before the DRS, although both of them do have DRS, and with 0% ERS, Curly into the pits in the background. MKP trying to hold it around the outside. And very, very good defending from Mark there, holding that tight line. Now the run down to turn 4. Mark will be looking to try and get a move on Tom with tip top in front, because as things stands, Nacho is pulling a bit more gap. That was a bit of a late move by Mark Wilson there, it must be said. Almost squeezes MKP in and forces him to put on the brakes there. MKP might feel a little bit hard done by there, but crucially, both cars still in this race.
Yeah, no damage to either car. Mark getting very aggressive. He knows how much this means. At the moment, you're starting to see Curly pit. I'm assuming Nacho will pit this happen next time. He has to pit soon. Or he's just leaving himself a too big of a gap to try and gain. I believe the pit lane itself is about 20 seconds. Obviously, you have to exit, which would be add another 2 or 3 seconds on. So you're roughly about 22, 23 if I do remember correctly. So Nacho is going to pit this up. Nacho is not pitting again. He is leaving himself with a lot of work to do. Here comes Mark Wilson on top of it. This is for P2 on the track. Net race lead. at the moment Mark wasn't going to go for on the inside. He thinks better of it. Obviously, one thing Mark has in his favour is that MKP is on low ERS as well, so it's not like he's battling July. There's tons of ERS, so Mark's doing well at the moment. He's going to go for a double tip. He's trying to get a car between himself and the Scotsman. On the inside, he gets past.
I believe, by the way, the pit stop time loss is 24 seconds around here, Lee. Yeah. So that would leave Nacho with 19 seconds to catch in 10 laps. It is 2 seconds a lap. Of course,
Go on, sorry.
He wouldn't need to catch it fully, of course. He just needs to catch enough to get within the 9-point difference. So it's a bold strategy. We could wait and see. I mean, there could be a safety car, of course, which would really put everyone on its head. But nonetheless, as MKP goes for a very audacious move down the inside into the Albon corner. And was it only DRS?
No. MKP's lost DRS to
Mark. Oh, MKP, yeah, them two squabbling there, of course, lost DRS to Mark. Tommy Tiptop starting to lose a bit of time on those tyres, and Nacho in. Will Tommy follow suit as well? He stays out, so he's looking for another safety car, but this will be crucial. Mark Wilson will be the leader, so we're going to switch across from interval to leader to see an accurate gap. I think Nacho, was that front line change as well?
No, it's not. He's out.
I think it was just a graphical glitch on my side of things. So we'll see how far down he comes out here. And it looks to be around about that 19-20 second gap.
That's very good for him. He's out with no traffic. You can push now towards the end. We'll see the gap actually when it comes up. The gap is roughly around 15 seconds.
15 seconds? So it must be even late. It must only about 20 seconds then on this game. A bit quicker than the real life comparison. So 10 laps to go, 14 seconds to catch up. He needs to, of course, get fastest lap and P3 or P2.
No, it has to be P2. It has to be P2.
It has to be P2, points. Of course. Yes, that would put it to a count back. So he has to count back. Not catch up, not count back. Not the 13.6 to 13.4 that we see there. It is 1.4 off of that. So it is effectively 12 seconds in 10 laps. And judging by the times already, Lee, he is going to be cutting through that thick and thin. He is likely to get the fastest lap here as well. But that isn't going to come into things. Tommy Tiptop into the pits, so that'll be one less car. And another one as Topher comes in, so that will really benefit Nacho here. It's less traffic for him, and now it's all about Nacho putting his toe down and trying to hunt down Murphy and hunt down MKP. And with 18 lap old hards versus 1 lap old softs, you would favour Nacho to do some catching.
Yeah, so if I wonder if Mark would try and give MKP a DRS to try and just hold him off, because he's going to have to try to. Mark might try to attack, because, I mean, and the gap was 15 seconds, it's already roughly about, let me get it up, it's 12 seconds, he's getting 3 seconds on the lap, he is flying. Nacho could have called the strategy to perfection here at the moment. He'll pass Murphy with ease, I would think. Murphy, you know, he's in P3, he'll fight it, and he's on similar ERS, so I mean, there's no reason Murphy not to fight it. P3, final race, nothing else to fight for, might as well, but... Oh, Murphy spun it actually, never mind, that'll be another car out of the way.
That's commentator's
So here we go, that is commentator's curse, Scott, indeed.
I want 9
a seconds.
Public apology to Murphy from you tonight.
No, because it is more interesting now. Nacho's in third now, he has to chase down the 2 leaders, Scott. This is it for Nacho. Stays here, he won't be champion. Gets MKP, he is champion, it's that simple. At the moment, if he does the fast lap, interestingly, fast at the moment, he doesn't want the Phantom though, he's not on the mediums. Nacho, 3/10 off it. So, but, I mean, the thing with Nacho, I mean, he didn't burn much ERS, he's still on 60%, which he's doing, he's saving his ERS. I mean, compared to the front two, who have 10%, 13% each, you would favour him in that category, but at the moment, 8.7, he's just gained. But I wonder, will his tyres die before he gets to them? Because softs are not great, in general, but around here, they are, it is one of the better tracks, those tyres, so I wonder if he can get there before they die, but he's getting a second already nearly. He's flying, Scott. This will have to be something to keep an eye out for. Yeah. With 8 laps to go, we're nearly there at the end. Mark, you just need to pray and he can do a job, but see what he does. Oh, it's going to be so tight.
The $1 million question is, can he get enough life out of these tyres? And he's got to push them, obviously. You can't push them too hard. They might overheat. They might die out a little bit too quick. But he's got to capitalise them while they are good. They are going to be, crucially, you might look at that time delta, folks, and you might say, he's catching them sometimes. He's not catching them now. He's sometimes doing this. Sometimes he's not. his biggest advantage is going to be through this second sector and through the first couple of corners. He's not going to gain much going through this sector that we'll see in Tom Tip Top and Duncan go through as they go side by side up the straight, because your tyres don't really affect how quick you go in a straight line, do they, of course? So the two Alfa Romeo boys, though, making up positions up into P5, up into P7. Gautier following, was battling up with his teammate at the start of this race, is now battling down with Curly and co. And Nacho saving that gap down. Look how much he's falling through these more traction sensitive zones of the track. Watch it through the next 30 seconds or so, because as they go through the second sector, it is really going to start to come down. You've really got to feel, especially once Nacho gets in that 1 second delta, of course, he's going to get DRS. It's going to make life so much easier to pass, of course. And with the extra grip from the corner, his acceleration out of onto the straight is going to be better. His straight line maximum speed is going to be better with the DRS. I expect him to fly past MKP and maybe challenge Mark Wilson for the lead of this race. An interesting battle though, raging on still for P5, 6 and 7. Of course, eyes are on Nacho and Mark Wilson, but there's still plenty more action going on up and down the grid here.
Oh yeah, of course, you're right there, Scott. Yeah, obviously attention to the front there, but so many battles behind Tom and Gautier. The closest one at the moment, and Gautier the currently, so Nacho 3.9. He gained only 3 seconds on him. He's flying. 6 laps to go, Scott. It's gonna and now in the next lap or two, we're going to see a battle, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. But Tom going for it on Gautier, trying to end his season off on a high. Gautier defending though, he can't do much on the softs. Tom will get much better traction, but Gautier has more ERS. He's going to use it though. Using a little bit now. He's defending on the inside. Tom will have better grip. He's going to go around the outside and he'll get that move quite easily in the end. Open the 6 for him. The Alfa Romeo boy's doing quite well. 3.3 the gap, Scott. It's coming down rapidly.
It is really, really coming down quick. I expect them at this rate, as we see, there's maybe some internet issues going on with the service here. A few cars I've seen lagging about, but it seems to be alright for the most part. Tom Tip Top still battling with Gautier full on here, but 2.7 now the gap. Apparently, great bit of Ted Kravitz here from Nathan. 2.1 seconds was the time gained on the last lap 29.
Oh my word.
Of course, we're going to ride on board with him a little bit with Nacho then as he takes us around a lap of this Brazilian Grand Prix. 33% ERS still in that tank, and with 6 laps to go, including this one, of course, he's got 2.1 seconds to make it up. But it's one thing to make the gap up, Lee. It's another thing to get the overtake, and that could be where the danger comes in. He can't rush this move as well. He's got to be very, very precise and quick and technical with it. Spider Rob, that is a bad sign. I believe our host has been disconnected.
I think he has. He was lagging a bit beforehand, so hopefully that means no lobby issues. Not now. We have to go too late in having any lobby issues, Scott. Could be another spanner, who knows. 1.2. He's gonna. I think I've DRS by the straight, Scott. I think he will. Right behind MKP. MKP's dropped to Mark Wilson. I think his tyres are starting to die. 22 laps. They will start to die. Nacho's here. He can smell the championship. And he's going to get the DRS. MKP not great. He's not off exit. And Nacho will fly past him on straight. It won't be a contest. MKP used, and he's fighting for P2 in this race. He will fight this battle, but MKP to the outside, Nacho to the inside. This is it for the championship, isn't he? Nacho pass, and at the moment, he will be champion. But still 4 laps to go. Anything can happen. We'll see how quickly he flies away from MKP. I mean, he's already gained nearly a second. He's gone. MKP will struggle to hold on.
I was going to jump in and say, you know, I thought he might have just held off there, stuck behind him through the S's and got DRS so he doesn't have to worry about MKP maybe coming back. But those tyres just so much more life in them that he's just disappeared down the straight and will probably break DRS. I expect him. Could we see him make up the 8 times here and be right in Mark Wilson's DRS? It's looking like it, Lee. And we could see
I think he will. I honestly think he will.
Could see them go a ding-dong battle for
Mark's going to race him so hard. Mark's going to race him very hard. He has to. It's the only chance to win the championship. Obviously clean, but fair. But look how much time he's gaining. He's backing off, Mark. There's no way he's driving this solely on purpose. He's backing off, I think. He has to be to try and...
Science in Singapore strategy. Is that what we're thinking is going on? The only thing is...
It won't work. It won't work.
The track is so easy to overtake on. It's not got the same option. So...
Here he comes.
It's maybe his only chance. It's a bit of a gamble.
Here he comes to the outside. Can I make the move stick? Mark will break late. Nacho trying to do a switch back on him. He can't get the cutback on. He has to stay behind Mark. We'll see if he goes in the turn 4. I think he will go for the turn 4. That would be an easy overtaking spot. He's using the overtake. Mark has nothing left. He has 1% left. Nacho to the outside. He's going to go for Mark. He's going to fly by him. Mark going to send it down the inside though. Oh, there's almost contact. But Nacho's through, open to the lead. Is he going to fly off into the distance now? Is he going to be your CRO champion? 5 tenths gap. He's off DRS. He's out of battery as well. Mark's praying that his tyres die, but I don't know. 6 tenths gap, 7 tenths gap. Let's see if he can get out with DRS. He's not gained too much so far. We'll see if Mark can hold on. That could be that, Scott. That could be that. Nacho, patient. That's what you need to be. That's what he's been all season. And the gap now, 9 tenths. I think he has it. I think he might just have it.
That could be curtains on the battle here. One thing, crucially, Leave, you could check very, very quickly from us. We see Mark go a little bit wide. What is the warning situation? 3 seconds for Ghost Angel 1. None of the top 3 have them.
Nacho's known. Mark has won, and MKP has none.
So there we go. I was thinking maybe that's Mark's only option. Maybe he's hoping and praying that Nacho is close to a penalty. If he can race him hard enough, he can maybe get the 3 seconds, and that would be enough to drop him to P3. But
I think he's in the P3 now. I think it's all done. If Nacho makes a mistake, it could be all done. Nacho. I mean, we were questioning the strategy, but what a strategy it's been. He was patient. You know, everyone else getting trained behind him. He's been on his own this whole race. Nacho's driven so well. Mark, with the mistakes, would have been an excellent fight, but with the extra grip, I mean, he couldn't really do much else. It's not over yet. It was 2 laps to go. Nacho, but his heart would be pounding. Mark would be praying. Like, looks on his side, and Nacho makes a mistake. But I mean, we've seen Nacho. He doesn't make mistakes, does he? How flawless he's been this season. To avoid him apparently for gaining 1 place of a single time penalty. Nacho 2.2 clear. You can smell the championship. It's so close. Battle for P2 on track. It's pride now for Mark Gorson. We'll see, or maybe he shouldn't put himself in that just in case Nacho makes a mistake. Mark though, on the back of MKP defends to the outside, to the inside. Mark will fly by him just a little bit. There's a yellow flag behind. Victor Mean, obviously we're past the point for a safety car, so there won't be any of those. So Mark can't rely on that one. Mark's fully open. Nacho makes a mistake. Gap 2.4. Nacho backing off. He's just trying to get this car to the end. It's all he needs to do now. He's 1.5 laps away from being your first Tier 5 champion. And what a season he's had, you know. As we said many times, he missed 3 rounds. He's just been consistent. I mean, I think every race bar 1 he finished on track in the podium. Been so good. Been, you know, every race you bet on to be up there, and he's delivered here. What a strategy. Oh, so cool, calm, collected from him at the moment. He's going to be a few corners, he's going to be precisely, let me do the math, 18 corners away from being your champion here, Scott.
Absolutely, yes. Like you say, he's been very, very consistent. Only 1-2 races going into this round here tonight as Murphy makes a move on Phantom Nog for P9. But 2 wins out of 11 this season to Mark's 5 out of the 11. He never had maybe the fastest pace of all the drivers on every race. However, he was good enough in most of them and was consistently up near the podiums. And once again, he's up near the podiums tonight as he takes us round for the final lap of this final round of this. I was nearly saying final season, but of course, season 9 hopefully isn't the final season. Stay in touch for stuff like that. A little bit of desync going on here. Now, why is Tomo Tip-Top in the lead?
He's not. That's just the game being glitchy.
So the game is bugged out because obviously Rob has disconnected.
We ignore that. We can ignore that. It doesn't mean
that.
I think we'll fix yourself when Nacho crossed the line and stuff. I think that's just glitch for now. But Nacho, few corners left. He's been Mr. Consistent. He's been the man to beat. You know, he's always been up there. Ever since we saw him in pre-season, he was one of our bets for the championship. And Mark Wilson, he's given it a good run. Obviously, switching assists, you couldn't have asked much over him. But Nacho, he'll be your first Tier 5 champion. What a season it's been from him. I'll let you do it, Scott, because you deserve to do it.
CRL Nacho, provisionally at least, of course, crosses a line. He wins in Brazil. He wins the Tier 5 championship over Mark Wilson, who comes home in P2 ahead of MKP on the podium in MKP3. Funny Oz Chimp, what a race it was from the Australian mammal, I think is the correct term. I can't really think of anything else to describe a chimp as. Comes home in P5, although Tom Tip Top apparently, P4, yeah, sorry, Tom Tip Top apparently, yeah, still racing, finished P4. That will also obviously be corrected. Topher has somehow retired on the final corner.
On the straight. Let's see this. Vitamine, we're coming up there. I want to see this. This, he must have been trying to weave and crash there. Interesting.
Vitamine does ghost through Tomo. An interesting race into the race there. Desync having a little bit of collection there. Tomo Tip Top was definitely not in P4, however, so that will go to Funny Oz Chimp, the man described as the driver of the day there. For me, it's got to be natural. He, put it on pole. He's won the championship. He's won the race. So for me, driver of the day, and is your provisional Tier 5 champion. And I don't think there was anything that might take that away. Mark Wilson, second best here in the championship, second best here today. But a solid season from last season's Tier 4 champion, of course. MKP in P3 and Tomo Tip Top not in P4. I think it was around about P. It was just ahead of Victor Mean. So it would be P11 for him. So that would be Chimp in 4, Gotti Fallon in 5, Crawley in 6, Duncan in 7, Murphy in 8, Phantom Nog in 9, and then of course it would be Alfa Romeo's Tomo Tip Top in 10. That leaves Victor Mean in 11. Topher crashing out on the final corner, will still be classified and will still get a point in P12. Ghost Danger 1, the last of the official finishers, and Rob getting disconnected partway through the race. I'm not too sure if he hit the quotation of laps completed, so that will be one reviewed. Mike Yatum, BX37 Pro, and Will Simple all DNF from the final race of the season. Shall we get them in for a chat then, Lee?
We will. I'll invite them now. Are we going to leave Nacho to last, keep him waiting, or are we going to interview him first?
We leave him to the last.
I think we keep him waiting, yeah, Okay, Sierra and Nacho, but what a race. And I mean, we said this last week, but either one of those two could have won and it would have been deserved. All would have been amazing, so. Mark, I mean, I think it was me who said it. I said that season. He finished last in. I think he finished last in Austria and finished towards the back in Japan, but do not count him out. He was on wheel, on new assists. He was always going to come into his own. He has 5 wins. Is nothing to be ashamed of. Obviously, just in those other races has not been. I think his early season form might have been something that cost him, but yeah, what a season. Mark and then MKP. What's the numbers? I didn't have his name.
It's 0-2.
Score 0-2. Right, they have been invited. We just wait now, Scott. We wait now. What a season, man. If it's crazy to say it's over, it really does.
It does, really, yeah. It's like you say, it has been 12 rounds, just over 3 months, of course, with a break week and such like that. It has been, a great few months for this inaugural Tier 5 season, the first Tier 5 season. And we have got our first champion, of course. I'm just having a little laugh here because there's absolute pandemonium going on in the paddock with everybody trying to work out where certain drivers finished. It's a little bit all over. I don't believe we'll see if MKP is joining. I think very quickly. I think he last week.
He went very quickly, so.
Yeah, last week he did just jump off kind of straight away, so we'll leave him a couple of minutes, of course, just to see if he does join before we start. Of course, while we wait on that, remember there is still a couple of titles in the balance. Of course, later in the week you can see 4-star and Brabant duke it out for the Tier 3 title in around Brazil. Also, Tier 2, I believe, still has a battle going on. It is indeed between ERO Strange and REL Top, the 2 German drivers battling out, only 18 points separating them
in the Alfa Romeos,
Tier 2. Of course, Tier 3 is separated by 10 points going. No, sorry, it is not 10, that was from Miami. The gaps might be slightly different, so there might not be a battle in Tier 2. I'm not actually too sure, because the standings are yet to be updated. I believe Tier 1 is all wrapped up, if things are right, as we get confirmation MKP won't be joining. So, Lee, I'll let you kick things off with our P2, with our runner-up, not just this evening, but for the season. Lee, take us away with Mark.
You would give me this goal, wouldn't you? Mark, I mean, commiserations, man. It's been an amazing season. Just take us through that race in your POV, because it was quite the chaotic race, to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, great congratulations to Nacho. He drove a great race and also a great season. So well done, mate. You deserve that. My point of view, I spun on the fast right-hander where most people do spin if they're going to lose it, and yeah, just had to work my way back through. Managed to get in the lead, and yeah, Nacho was too fast. He had the softs on. I tried backing him up into MKP, but
I've seen
yeah,
that.
he was too quick. So yeah,
Yep.
gotcha.
Nah, man. I mean, nothing to be ashamed of. Obviously, 5 wins this season again. Just, I think the start of the season form, obviously, where you were getting used to your wheel and getting used to differences, may have cost you a little bit. But in the end, it's nothing to be ashamed of. I would say what are your hopes for next season, but I'd be very surprised if you're not in a higher tier next season, judging by this season, man. But I don't really have any more questions. Just give us an assessment of your season, because it's the same as last season. To be fair, you were slow at the start, but then towards the middle, you were amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I went on to wheel, so I was obviously trying to get used to that. And it took me a couple of races. I think we had a break. I think just before the break, I started to get the hang of it, and then yeah, just managed to have some good races at the end of the season. Really, a good second half of the season. But I just couldn't catch that man who took the championship. So once again, congratulations to Nacho.
Yeah, that's all from me, mate. Got any questions? I don't know if Scott's here or not, so.
Oh, I'm here, mate. I'm here.
You are?
I was just reading through, just checking up on a few things. Yeah, no real questions. Just commiserations, Mark. You've had a brilliant season. You know, champion last season, P2 this season. Um, definitely well deserved. You know, 5 wins
Can I also
is
say
nothing to be scrapped at.
thank you for used to.
Thank you, mate. Thank you.
You've definitely kept us all entertained. I mean, I'll watch them back like when I'm at work or whatever, and yeah, trying to understand Leroy and
Yeah.
when Scott gets excited, and yeah, it's used to.
Touche.
I hope you're back next year anyway.
Hope so too, mate. Hope so too.
Much appreciated, mate. Thank you very much. And yeah, once again, congratulations, mate. Equally deserved going into this race. Of course, it was and a well sort of sportsman between. There was a lot of banter between yourself and Nacho. It was great to see, and a big shout out to the other half, Danielle, of course, our number one viewer. But that is all
Yeah,
from me.
I'll let you do that this week.
Get it in for the last time this season. But Lee, the man of the hour, is here. He's been in a few times this week with us. CRL Nacho, you are, provisionally at least, the Tier 5, Season 9 champion. How are you feeling with that, mate?
I'm honestly ecstatic. Like, it's great. I mean, some people might say it's only tier 5, but it's great. I love it. I mean, I want to thank Mark also for a great season. We've had a lot of battles together on track, and it's always been fair. So, just, thank you for the season at least. But sorry, I had to take P1. Just had to.
Good man.
Of course, yeah. You took the P1, putting an amazing pace there at the end on the softs. My biggest question, of course, we've got an idea of how you're feeling. What was your thinking then? Obviously, that second safety car, were you forever committed to going on the softs, or was the part of you thinking maybe I should switch to the hards here, or were you just purely committed? You wanted to be in the softs at the end to try and race up, and knew you would have pace advantage at the end.
Well, I tried both strategies, and for me, the hards felt absolutely terrible. So I knew if I would be on the hards, it wouldn't work out. So I was committed to the softs. But I was just hoping for another safety car and it wouldn't come out. So I just had to, well, push as hard as I could, and I think I did. So.
Well, you certainly did that. My last question then. How are you going to celebrate? Any plans for when you've got nothing on next Monday? Is there any celebrations in order?
Drink.
I don't know actually. I've got my birthday in like 2.5 weeks, so I think that's
Early
gonna be
birthday
a
present.
celebration. Yeah, early birthday present. Thank you, Leroy.
Just drink as much as you want, man. Honestly, you run out to.
No, but I still got school, so I can't really.
Who cares about school? Who cares about school?
I
CR's
mean-
more important.
Of course, you can always drink water, which is obviously what Leroy's on
Yeah.
about when he's saying drink.
Oh yeah, 100%. Man.
PG
Well,
30.
I am gonna drink something because I'm fucking sweating. I need a drink.
He's allowed to curse. It's all right. We don't mind. We don't mind.
Oh yeah, sorry YouTube. Sorry Nathan.
He gets
I'm
away with
very
it.
Sorry, Nathan. Oh, I love that
He
so
gets
much.
away
No.
with it this time. It's all right.
Anyway, nothing more for me, Natural. Once again, congratulations, mate. It's a very, very deserving championship. 3 wins all season, plenty of
thank you.
podiums, plenty of points, and plenty of battles. Like you say, some people might say it's only tier 5. But tier 5
Who
is where
cares?
some of the best battles happen, and to come out and talk,
Exactly.
it is no mean
Great.
feat. Lee, anything more to add, my friend?
Nope, that's you pretty much said everything short. Just congrats, mate. It's been fun to comment over you, and hopefully, you know, maybe I'll get to comment over next season. Congrats, mate. I don't drink too much. Yeah?
Yeah. I can't guarantee anything.
Okay, good. Yeah, that's all from me, mate. Just congrats, mate. Congrats, you deserve it.
Thank you.
Oh, well, thank you to both Mark and Nacho for joining us for the chat
Well
tonight.
done,
Two very
Scott.
deserving championship battlers. It's been a great season to watch, and hopefully all you sitting at home have enjoyed watching it. I've of course been your host for the season, CRL Freefall, joined by the wonderful little Irishman IRT. Not IRT Leroy, is it? I can never
It is
remember
IRT
what team it
anyway.
is. Yeah,
Jesus
it's there,
Christ,
there
man.
you go.
You have a bad memory. You have a bad memory.
I
It's
don't
an
know, mate,
old
you
memory from you, man.
There's something about Irish people and
Oh.
switching teams all the time. It just seems to be a common theme, and I couldn't remember.
Heck
But
off.
thank you for joining me this season, mate. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you alongside
It's been
me.
a pleasure, mate. It's been a pleasure to be here with you, man. It's been great. Obviously, last season was fun, but I think this season will step up. I think, obviously, last season was our first time commentating together, and, you know, you kind of tell that, but this season, I think, overall, we've done a much better job as a duo, and hopefully, you know, maybe we'll be different tiers next year, maybe the same tier, who knows? But hopefully, we'll be commentating the same tier, man. It's been a privilege. It's been a privilege.
It certainly has. On that note as well, big thank you to our tier admins, CRL Spider and CRL Murphy. A shout out to the rest of the admin team and to the head admin team. Not myself, of course, the other 3 guys for making things run day to day and keeping things all in order. Big thank you to that as we end off this season 9 here. It's not all finished. Tier 3, Tier 2, Tier 1 available on first. Our very own Spider and AFL, who I believe is actually recovering from a bit of a bad spell of illness. So hopefully he'll be back in first night for comms, but if not, we wish him a very speedy recovery. Jonathan and Glowstick in Tier 2, and then Jamie, who was in Tier 4, with a guest of some kind in Tier 1, where we'll see the last of the battles happen on track come first day. The constructor still to be decided for, of course. And apart from that, keep an eye on the Discord, keep an eye on the Twitter, keep an eye on the YouTube. There'll be information posted in the coming weeks about what the plans are going into the future. That's all that's left from me. Thank you all for joining us, not just tonight, but for this season, of course. Have a very, very wonderful rest of the evening and a very, very good rest of the week. Thank you, and goodbye from Season 9.